Live from the Valley, it's your host, former Miss USA, Nia Sanchez.
Hey, baby. Okay, welcome to the Hold My Crown podcast, where we dive into life, pageants, reality TV, parenting, and so much more. Join us for special guests from your favorite reality shows and some of my very good friends, other beauty queens. This is Hold My Crown.
Hold my crown.
Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Hold My Crown. I am so glad that you are here. I am joined today by my wonderful co-host.
Wow. Usually wonderful and handsome, and usually
Handsome, talented.
Mm-hmm. What's up, guys? It's your boy, Danny Bucco. How goes it?
How goes it?
We are glad to be back.
Yes, we are. Today we're talking about more pageant things, and I do think we're going to be
yay.
a little bit sticking to the pageant theme for a minute because we have Miss USA and Miss Universe coming up so soon.
It's pageant season!
It is pageant season, and we are ready to rock and roll. We are talking today about things that I wish I knew that would have helped me prepare even more for Miss USA, and also what I did to prepare for Miss USA. And I feel like anyone, period, that's a pageant competitor is going to get so much out of this episode.
So much.
Or if you are a family member or someone that's supporting someone competing. And honestly, a lot of this can apply to other areas of life as well, because you have to be really focused, dedicated, and disciplined to be successful in life and also for preparing for a pageant. So we're going to get into it.
Preparation and persistence.
Boom.
That's what I like to say.
Is it?
Sometimes.
Thanks. Before we get really deep into the episode, though, I want to do a little bit of housekeeping. So usually I say this at the end, but let's start today in the beginning. If you like this episode and you know someone that might want to hear it, make sure you share it. Share it on social media. Tag us, Real Nia Sanchez, Daniel Bucco, holdmycrown.podcast, or share it. Just send it to a friend. But we love it when you share. We love it when you drop a comment. You can
give us some more comments, people.
Reviews and comments and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Ratings
We want
for the podcast.
to read some more of those.
We love them. They make us happy. And then
sometimes we ask some questions. We need some help sometimes, people.
Let us know what you want us to improve on. We'll take all the kinds of comments. But I do have a little bit of housekeeping from last week's episode, because we talked about all the changes in the pageant world, and we talked about a few state title holders and states. So
housekeeping.
I just want to say I'm sorry, Sammy Ramos.
No.
I apologize on behalf of Daniel, thinking your name was Samira.
It is Samira.
And I actually
of Indian descent.
No, I think I'm going to try to get Sammy to come on and be a guest on this podcast.
Awesome.
Because I have some interesting information about her and me that's kind of connected that I'm not going to say now. I'm going to kind of leave it on a cliffhanger, but it would be fun to have her as a guest. She is Mexican-American. I will say that one connection.
Wait. Samira.
Sammy. Samantha
Well, she'll
Ramos.
come in and do some Bollywood.
Stop. You need to let that one go.
Okay. That's it. I'm done. Sammy, I'm just kidding with you, Sammy. Sammy Ramos.
See, Daniel and I are both getting better at our Spanish because we have
Your last name is Sanchez, homie.
I
know more Spanish than you.
Exactly. So I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to let the Latina last name be more of a part of me. But we have a Spanish-speaking nanny, and I'm trying to learn from her. I told her, I was like, just speak Spanish to the kids. Don't speak much English to them. I still hear way too much English in our house, though. So we got to work on that. Moving on.
Vámonos.
I had mentioned some girls that I was coaching, but I did not say their name specifically. And I told you on the next episode, we'll let you know how they did in their competition. So I had someone competing, actually a few people, but competing at Miss New York USA, and same for Nevada. But the ones that I had mentioned, one is Ariana, who is competing for Nevada. She is the one that I told you about that is a mother and a wife and absolutely incredible. And I'm so proud of her. She got first runner up.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, so close. And
first runner up.
I mean, I think that it's just everything happens for a reason. I said it on the last episode.
Yeah.
And so this may have not been her year, for example, to go on and win Miss USA. So maybe she needed to wait one more year, and it's like God's timing and God's protection. It sucks to get so close. I've been there.
Yeah. First runner-up in Miss Universe.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
But the thing for her is that she can go back and compete at Nevada again, whereas I couldn't go back to Universe and try again. And then also Shreya, who I have been coaching since she was like almost 10 years for Shreya as well. I talked about Shayla was 10 years. Shreya, I started coaching when she was 13 or 14 years old. She competed for Miss New York.
Was she the one that I did mock interview with?
Probably.
Okay.
Daniel is my co-pageant coach. He helps me often. Yes. Yes. So he has like a little hand in all of the success of the amazing women that I work with. But she got third runner-up, and there were 183, I think, competitors at Miss New York.
5.
It was her first year competing at New York. That pageant is no joke.
Yeah.
And she made like third runner-up.
Wow.
So impressed.
Wow.
So proud of her. She's also so young, so she has even more time to just live life, come back, and take the crown next year. Like, let's go. Let's do it.
Let's go, Shreya.
Speaking of the crown at Miss New York, though, a young woman that I have coached won Miss New York USA.
What?
Yes, Marissa. I'm so excited for her. She is absolutely incredible. We have another session coming up to prepare her for Miss USA as well.
Let's go.
But I'm just so proud of her. She's worked so hard. She competed multiple years at Miss New York USA, and her dreams are now coming true. She's going to Miss USA, which is in less than a month.
What's her
here
name again?
in Los Angeles. Marissa.
Marissa?
Yes. Isn't it so pretty?
Yeah.
And unique?
It's not Maritza.
No.
Maritza.
Marizza.
Marissa.
Yes.
Love it.
Daniel was about to go in with the name again.
Love it.
Because I've had
Competes in a month?
Yeah, it's crazy. Less than a month.
Wow.
And it's because I have had a California client, and her name was Maritza.
Right.
Right. So he was like, are you talking about her? No, that was a California
When
client.
the moon hits the sky like a big pizza pie, it's Marisa. First thing that came to mind. When you said ZZA, you know.
Like pizza.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm dieting. Think about his pizza.
Why are you dieting, my love?
Because we're about to start getting back on camera, baby. About to be camera ready. Get back to Shred City, you know what I'm saying?
I'm proud of you. I have my last 10 pounds, which is like it's like sticky. It doesn't want to leave my body. But
oh my gosh,
I'm working hard on it. I feel like with anyone, this is so off the subject, but weight loss, the last 10 pounds is always the hardest. The last 5 to 10 pounds.
Tell
and then
me about
especially postpartum, especially when I'm still breastfeeding. Like breastfeeding makes your body wants to hold on to the fat so you have enough like to make milk for the babies. So
yeah.
Do I stop breastfeeding or do I just let the weight stay on? That's for another podcast.
Yeah.
That's
why I stopped breastfeeding like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to need to have some time to cut back on that weight and not have my body keep, producing.
The fact that he can just have a straight face if you're watching this on YouTube. Oh, goodness. Okay. 2 more housekeeping things and we'll jump into like the meat of the episode. But I did say in the last episode that Miss USA was going to be 4 days. It's 5 days. So lo siento, messed that one up. And then, that's it. That's it.
All right.
That's all my housekeeping. So
Thanks
today,
for joining this episode.
Today, we are talking about how I prepared for Miss USA.
Oh, dang.
And honestly, I feel like I blacked out on certain things because I was trying to pull memories and I had thoughts like, were you there for certain things? So you're going to have to fill me in. Let me know if you were there for moments that I'm remembering.
Was I there?
I know you were there up until like I left for the airport for Miss Universe, but I don't know. I don't have memories of my Miss USA prep. I was really in it. I think your part in this episode will be commentary, questions, memories that I maybe have forgotten.
Yeah.
So we can just kind of chit chat about it because you're chit and I'm chat.
Good one, girl.
Yeah. Pulling in the episodes, keeping them all together. So let's take a quick break and then jump right in.
Let's do it.
I have been taking Nutrafol, the postpartum one specifically, for almost 3 months now, and my hair feels so good. I dealt with a lot of thinning, especially around my hairline, after having 2 babies. It's got to be a whole nother level of hormone shifts when you have 2 babies. And I really have noticed a big difference. And with summer coming, I'm very excited to have my hair just continue to feel fuller and thicker. So a few fun facts about Nutrafol. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement with over 1 million people seeing thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding. Physician formulated with drug-free ingredients, Nutrafol supplements support healthy hair growth from within by targeting root causes of thinning, including stress, hormones, environment, nutrition, lifestyle, and metabolism as they evolve throughout a woman's life. With Nutrafol, building a hair growth routine is simple. Purchase online, no prescription required, free shipping, and automated deliveries ensure that you'll never miss a day. See results within 3 to 6 months. Get results you can run your fingers through. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code HoldMyCrown. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code HoldMyCrown. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code HoldMyCrown. Thanks for hanging with us. We're back from the break. Now we are talking about how I prepared for Miss USA. This episode will have so many nuggets. I feel like you could take this if you're new, if you're competing for Miss USA, Miss Universe, anything. And this could be like a mini coaching session of just nuggets of advice.
Should be for sale.
Yes, maybe this one will be on our non-existent Patreon. Just kidding. But
non-existent Patreon, because that's true. We have a non-existent. We're not on Patreon.
I think the #1 thing to start with was Headspace. And I tell all my clients, my coaching clients, I do pageant coaching, by the way, if you're looking for personalized coaching for a local, state, national, international pageant, I'm your girl.
The best.
I competed all the way up to Miss Universe, got first runner-up. I have a bit of knowledge that I can share with you, but I'm going to share a lot here today in today's episode. So when it comes to winning a pageant, you have to have a strong headspace. Mm-hmm. And I have a list of things that I did, and I'll kind of keep it short and sweet. But do you remember anything I did to like get my head in the game as I was preparing for Miss USA?
The mental headspace of it. No.
All right. Then I'm taking over this little piece of the episode.
I blacked out as well.
Yeah. So I was living in Nevada, and I had a modeling agency, and I nannied. Other than that, I had so much free time, and I made free time. I pulled back on my work to really stay dedicated. But the headspace things, what's that one CD set that you gave me?
Yeah.
What is it?
Living Your Best Life Now, baby.
That dates us so much. I didn't have it on audiobook. I had a CD
Joel
set.
Osteen, the OG.
Of Joel Osteen, Your Best Life Now.
Your best 7 tips or 7 things to live in your best life.
Is that what it is?
It's life-changing. It is.
It is literally life-changing. And I do feel like there's like a little God wink in the beginning of the book, because for pageant girls specifically, because the first example, the first story that he uses is of a pageant girl.
Yep.
I'm like, what? Joel Osteen from Texas talking about God and stuff is like talking about a pageant girl in the very first example. So in my mind, that's a God wink. And I often share that as a book for my clients to read because it's so good.
Yeah.
But I listened to that on repeat before Nevada and before USA. I probably listened to it at least 2 or 3 times before Nevada, and then the same thing for Miss USA. It was just the headspace is so crucial. You have to be confident, but still humble. I mean, I think you should be confident and humble at the same time. Know who you are, know what your value is, know what you bring to the table.
Yeah.
But not be like, I'm gonna win, I deserve this. Like you can't have that headspace around it. And then also emotionally, not to have all your eggs in the basket where it's like, if you don't win, you're going to be completely devastated because you're you're almost giving it too much power over you, you know?
Yeah.
So to be able to be present and confident, enjoy every single moment and be confident is so important. And I'm human. We're all human. I had moments of self-doubt. I had moments of comparison. I very specifically remember, I won't say what girl, but we were doing like runway practice at Miss USA, getting ready for like learning the opening number, and they wanted to see how you move. So they would line you up in rows of 10 and they would have you do, I don't know how many, like X amount of feet or yards, like just straight runway walk. And they just wanted to see your presence, if you can move to the beat of the music, that kind of thing. And I was standing directly behind someone that I often got compared to on social media, like the fan pages compared us. And she was a runway model. And I remember the exact thought that went through my head was, oh my gosh, how does her hips move like that? How do her arms move like that? Like I've been practicing for months with like a Latino like runway coach, and I can't do that. And I had this like big moment of self-doubt. But then I pulled back, and I always tell my girls to have a mantra and something that will like snap you out of it and pull you back to like your center. So mine was a Bible verse, and it was, perhaps you were born for such a time as this, Esther 4:14.
Esther.
And I had it as a screensaver on my phone. So I literally took my eyes off of my distraction and I brought it back to like kind of my own little bubble, my center. And I looked at my phone and I just went over it. And then I just remember that moment so vividly. I slid my phone back in my pocket. I did my walk, and then I went and I sat down, and I like sat in that moment of like recollecting myself, reminding myself, like, perhaps you were born for such a time as this. Like, I'm here for a purpose. Like, I'm here for a reason, and no one's going to take that away from me. And another thing is, if it's meant for you, it cannot miss you. Like, if God has it for you, no one else is going to take it away. Yes, you have to do the work. You have to show up. You have to put in all the work ahead of time. But if it's meant for you, it's not going to miss you. So that is like, those things were the things that really helped control my headspace. And it's also, I think, depending on how you're raised, you might have like almost like a self-punishing thought cycle. If you have a negative thought, like you're trying so hard to be positive and you have a negative thought, and then the cycle goes, why did I have that bad thought? There's something wrong with me. Don't beat yourself up if you have a bad thought. Acknowledge it, see it, and then like remove it. Don't sit in it. It's okay to acknowledge it, but then like move on to something more positive. So headspace was really important. Any thoughts on the headspace bullet point?
I mean, I just love that you brought up that the CD. I gave you those CDs. I said I gave you those.
Yes,
I said, this is going to change your life.
Yeah. And who gave them to you? Do you remember?
My sister.
Really?
Yeah, my sister
Shout
Hannah.
out to
She
Hannah
said,
Pucko.
this is going to change your life. It's very much, it's like The Secret. Remember when The Secret was huge?
Yeah.
It came around a little after Living Your Best Life Now by Joel Osteen. But it was like, I feel like they took everything that Joel was saying, like from a biblical standpoint, and just made it like the universe instead of like God. But it's so much of speaking things into existence, manifestation. And I always would tell you, I mean, I listen to outdate ourselves, CD3, like anybody has CDs anymore.
I know.
Because you have everything on your phone. But CD3 was like, I listened probably 100 times, like as an actor before I'd go
like the
into
third
auditions.
CD of all of them.
You know, just like speaking things over yourself. Like, I'm strong, I'm talented, I'm blessed, I'm favored, I'm chosen. You know, this is the time, you know, God got me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
you still do that.
I still do it all the time.
I hear Daniel on like the workout machine at home being like, I am chosen. I am blessed.
I am anointed. Exactly.
Yes. I love it.
Speaking those things out loud and into existence, they change your entire brain and your body and just how you carry yourself and your thought process. I mean, it's so important, and I never realized like later in my life how crazy the brain is and how your thoughts control everything. Everything. So yes.
Muy importante.
Very, very importante. Headspace.
Headspace is everything. Like, we could just end it with that and let that be the episode, because that is really what's going to make the difference. Obviously, you need to have a killer runway walk, and you need to have your wardrobe on point and know how to take the right photos for social media, because that's such a big part of it now. But headspace is everything. If you are stuck in self-doubt or negativity.
Because all that goes out the window. You could have the best walk. You could have the best, interview skills and all that. But if that comes in to your mind and you don't know how to get it out and get back on the right, tunnel vision of positivity and self-confidence, then all that goes out the window.
Yeah, if you don't believe in yourself, the judges will not believe in you. And then something else that I tell my clients, because this is literally where my headspace was when I was competing and even after winning Miss USA, it's like, just decide that everything is working together for your good, period. So like your heel breaks, good. I'm glad it broke. I didn't need that heel anyway. Time to get a new pair. I'm going to have fresh heels for this competition. Or I have to tell a quick story. Before I competed for Miss Nevada, I was going to get my eyebrows threaded because it was very popular to get threading at the time. And the woman was like, ooh, we should thread your whole face because like the little baby hairs.
I was hoping that I wanted to bring this up, but I was hoping that you were going to bring this up.
So like those little baby hairs, she's like, the makeup is just going to look so much better on your skin if you have like no little baby hairs. Let's thread your whole face. And I was like, boom, done. This is a week before the pageant. And I was like, absolutely, I'm in. And then cut to like 2 or 3 days later, my entire face, I am not exaggerating, breaks out in mini red and whiteheads. Forehead to chin, whiteheads, like pussy whiteheads.
I had never seen anything like it in my life.
I looked like I had smallpox. I am not exaggerating.
She's not.
It was so bad. 1 week before Miss Nevada.
It was like
5 days before.
So pumped up and obsessed and think you're the most beautiful woman in the world. You were talking about this. I'm like, babe, you're overreacting.
Because I was in Nevada. He was in LA.
It's not that big of a deal. When I saw, I was like, oh my God, no.
I looked like I was diseased.
You looked
5 days before competing for Miss Nevada.
You had leprosy or like a burn victim.
It was so bad.
It was very bad.
Little whiteheads
but I literally
with
was
red
like,
all over my face.
That's what was happening in my head, but I was like, not bad. That's not too bad. We can cover that up. It's gonna be gone before the
oh
thing.
My gosh. So I had like
it was crazy.
I had done everything to like dry them out. So by the time I competed, you can't tell in photos, but my entire face still had small bumps all over it.
Yeah.
They just were not whiteheads anymore. I had like dried it out, but it was not fully healed. So like, you know what? Okay, that craziness is just going to be part of my story. I'm still going to win the pageant, even if I look like I have a disease on my face. Like, you have to decide. Everything is for a reason.
Crazy confidence.
And even if it's just like, because it's going to be part of my story, how I overcame like these crazy obstacles and still won. Like, no matter what it is, just decide it's for your good in some way, shape, or form.
That's so good. You had to have been so mentally strong, because I'm thinking even if I was like
I was freaking out for sure. but I kept telling myself that.
But exactly, you just kept counteracting.
Yeah.
And when you were on stage, you talk about a sparkle or a glow or that factor, that it thing, and you just stood out like nobody else. You know what I mean? Like you just, and that has to come from within. Like you can't fake that.
From within. I have this tool that I share with my clients that you'll have to book a session with me to know the exact
don't give it
tool.
All away.
But I have a tool that's actually like practical things that you can do to build the confidence that comes from within every single day. Because I feel like so often, even in like life coaching and all of that, there's moments where it's like, you're beautiful, you're talented, look at all your accomplishments. Like you should be confident. But someone telling you, or even you just knowing like, I'm awesome, that doesn't necessarily build like a deep strength and a deep confidence. So there's actual, like, it's not me telling you, hey girl, you're gorgeous, be confident. It's like, here are steps that you can actively do every single day to build your confidence. Confidence is everything. Confidence is key.
Book a sesh.
All right. Food and fitness. Do you remember how I prepared food and fitness wise?
Yeah.
Break it down for them, baby.
Well,
and then I'll correct you.
Most people would think that you starved yourself and you did.
Right.
Which a lot of people, end up doing.
Some people.
And This girl was eating 6 meals a day.
Literally. I didn't want to eat and I would just stuff food in my face.
Your meal planning was insane.
I would prep everything on Sunday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you were eating 6 meals a day, working out twice a day, just straight killing the game.
Yep.
Getting that metabolism.
Gallon of water a day.
Staying hydrated. What else?
That's what I was doing. Food and fitness wise. You do. I had 6 meals a day. They were all exactly, I was told exactly what to do. It was like Bombshell Fitness. They were a sponsor.
Taco Bell.
No. They were
just kidding.
They were a sponsor of Miss Nevada. So it was like,
who was it?
Bombshell Fitness. Shannon Day was my coach.
That's right.
And she was absolutely incredible. And so they have like a layout of like what to eat for breakfast. And they have 3 or 4 options. So you have a variety. It's not the same thing every single day, but you have multiple options for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and like 2 or 3 snacks around that are like good sized snacks, supplements. And then, yes, I did. The bare minimum was 45 minutes of cardio and 45 minutes of weights a day. And I would do that, if not more. The cardio, I can do 45 minutes of cardio now. Then I felt like I was going to die after like 15 to 20 minutes. I hated cardio. I just hated it. I don't even know why. I just felt like it was so boring.
Did you have like a good podcast or listening or something that you would watch?
Yeah, I did. And
this was 10 years ago.
This was 10 years ago. And also, even the cardio they gave me, it wasn't actually boring. For some reason, I was just bored. Like there was on the treadmill, you were doing lunges and like side steps and like all these things. Like I was busy doing my cardio, but it was still, I was just so bored. But one thing I will say, if you're a competitor, is building lean muscle. Number 1, burns fat. When you're building lean muscle, you burn fat, even when you're not working out. So you should be sore every day after you work out, like a day or 2 later. Because when you're sore, your body is still like burning fat, even when you're sleeping,
so sore.
Rather than just cardio. Like when you're doing cardio, you work out and then you stop burning those calories when you're stopping the cardio. But like building lean muscle continues to burn fat.
This is
so
true.
That's something that I learned from that time. And then let's keep it moving because like time is flying.
I know, but that is really important. A lot of people just think cardio, eat clean.
Yeah.
And you're going to get super lean.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be toned.
Right.
You have to add that resistance in to get, the tone that really makes you look healthy.
Yeah.
Not skinny.
Lean and sexy, not skinny and like starving. We don't want that.
Lean and sexy have been my middle names for a long, long time.
Yes. That's my man. So, and I honestly, Miss USA, I felt the best I've ever felt in my entire life when I competed for Miss USA. I've never had abs before or after Miss USA, not even at Miss Universe, but at Miss USA, I had like baby abs and it was like the best. But I also worked out for 2 hours a day, every single day. I had a timer set on my phone for when to eat.
Man.
Every 2 hours, I had like one of those like bodybuilders where they have like a cooler bag and I had all my meals in my bag. So if I was running errands, I had my bag in the trunk with a cooler and my meal prep meals and my timer would go off and I would pull it out, stuff the food in my face and then keep going with my my stuff for the day, my work or whatever. So it was like I treated preparing for Miss USA like it was a job. Like I was already getting paid.
Right.
I treated it like it was a job, all of my preparation. I didn't be like, oh, I'll do it if I can.
Right.
It was like, no, if I want to be Miss USA. And the thing is, I do want to say one thing because I did a podcast with Hank Fortner a long time ago. And, him having daughters, he was like, do women in pageantry bring up this unattainable ideal of what the perfect woman is, because all of these women have a certain body type and that kind of thing. Not all anymore. There's more diversity now, but definitely not when I was competing. And I want to say that something that he said really stuck with me, that some people could maybe liken it to like a professional athlete. So you don't look at a professional basketball player that it's his job to train and be physically and mentally and everything ready for that high level performance and go, oh, I'm a terrible person. I don't like my body because he's ripped.
Right.
You don't look or like a boxer or a bodybuilder or anything like that. That's part of their job. And at that time when I was competing, it was definitely still part of the job to be physically like fit. So, and I also tell the girls that I coach, a stage weight is not your everyday weight.
Right.
That is like you are preparing for a competition. MMA fighter he cuts weight to be ready for that competition.
Right.
He doesn't stay there every single day. Same thing for the competition. If you want to like feel a certain way on stage of what you feel like would be best for your body, go for it in a healthy way.
Right.
But don't also beat yourself up when you put back on 5 or 10 pounds after, because that's healthy and normal, and we got to live our life.
In life, yeah.
So,
yeah.
There's that.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. I don't think we're going to get to how I stood out at Miss USA, because we still have 2 more things to cover right now, but that could be a future episode. And speaking of, because right now I'm talking about like meal plans and a personal trainer, and like we're going to talk about other things like wardrobe, makeup, all of that. Like I do want to do an episode about how to compete on a budget, because before Miss Nevada, I did not have a budget. Literally, if I'm being 100% real, like there was times where Daniel had to help me with my rent or my dad or whatever. Like I had no budget. I lived paycheck to paycheck, and I literally budgeted out my money. And I remember like specifically, I think I had like $74 a month or maybe it was a week for groceries. Every single week I had like exactly $74, and I had exactly like X amount for gas. And then like if I was going to go out to eat with friends, I would like say to Mexican food, I would eat before I left, and I would like munch on the chips and salsa and water because I didn't want to pay for like a meal. Yeah. So I was definitely on a budget, and I still found ways to compete with a level of excellence when I didn't have a budget. So just know that, yes, I'm sharing things like I had sponsors as Miss Nevada, but it is possible to do well without a budget. You don't have to spend $5,000 on a gown. I know people will tell you have to.
Right.
People sure will. You don't.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to spend that much money.
Yeah.
I mean, you do. It's an expensive like sports, or let me tell you, get some sponsors. But there are ways that you can save money.
Yes.
Moving on, wardrobe and makeup. Do you remember wardrobe and makeup? Anything that has to go with that?
What do you mean? Are we talking
like
about
in preparation
in
for
preparation?
Miss USA?
No, you had like makeup tutorials.
Yes.
With
Austin and Kara.
Austin and Kara.
Hair and makeup.
Hair and makeup.
And
obviously they do hair and
God
makeup, but then they gave you like tutorials of how to do it, lessons of how to do it yourself.
Yes, because you have to do it yourself at Miss USA.
That was something I noticed about you, like after I had met you very soon on. I was like, you do your makeup really, really well.
Well, I was friends with Disney princesses.
Well,
I had makeup lessons for how to be looking like a Disney princess.
I don't know. Obviously, you were already perfection, but when you would put a face of makeup on and we would go out, I'd just be like, oh my gosh.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you. All right. Okay, so yes, I had makeup lessons with Austin, Ride, and Kara, who were the makeup sponsors at Miss Nevada USA. Thank goodness, because honestly, my makeup game, if you thought my makeup was good before, got way better. I feel like Austin used to joke with me like, you do your makeup like a Disney princess. I was like, well, I am. And like, that's what I got. This is all the skills I have. So he would help me like change it up and like have more pageant makeup.
Yeah.
Which is just a whole different world. And then wardrobe.
Which also you have makeup and then you have stage makeup.
Yes.
You got regular and then you got glam.
Regular,
you know what I mean? Like
glam,
what's
and
going to hit the lights.
Stage glam. Exactly.
Stage glam. There you go. Mm-hmm. What are they again? What are they again? Regular. And yeah.
Just regular glam and stage glam.
There
it's
you
all
go.
Glam. It's a pageant. It's all glam.
Okay.
But it's just like interview and stage are like the difference. Wardrobe. Tips on wardrobe. Thank goodness for sponsors, y'all. Thank goodness that Shayna Mokler has incredible sponsors for Miss Nevada.
Shayna Mokler is an amazing.
She's an amazing director. I got to go
director.
to a warehouse and just pick out clothes from like a distributor.
The relationships that she has and her package of like what she brought, it was incredible.
And even then, and I hope this isn't like inappropriate to say, but it's just like shows the level that like she supported me. There was still like things that I needed because they gave us like a itinerary and there were certain pieces that I didn't have wardrobe for. And Shayna was at my house in Nevada and like helping me get ready. I think you might have been there too. And she was like, here, take my card and go get these like 3 things that you need. My credit card. I did not, me on my $74 a week for groceries and $22 for gas, did not have the money to go get like jumpsuits from Nordstrom's or whatever I needed, or like a hat. You know, we competed in the South. So it's like, you need this for like a tea time or whatever. And so I didn't, I couldn't do that. And I needed to be able to compete. And she was like, I got you. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
Tips for preparing wardrobe. Literally, thank God for my girlfriends. I had a few girlfriends that came over like the week before. It was like they came over for the send-off party and then they stayed a few days, and we literally on my big old couch in my living room in Nevada. I keep saying my living room in Nevada so people know I actually live there.
Exactly.
I still am a little self-conscious about that. I live there. They were there. My friends can tell you. They were in my room, all the things. Like, it's a whole thing. But we laid out every single outfit and put each piece of jewelry that went with it. You don't have to have a lot of jewelry. I had like maybe like 5 to 10 pieces max. And we were there for over 2 weeks at Miss USA. And so we could just rotate. These earrings can go with 4 different outfits.
Yeah.
Same with the shoes. And then I put each outfit on and took a photo. So I had a photo of the full outfit. And then I'm so meticulous. We took these little like small pieces of paper and we wrote the day on it because they gave us an itinerary. So it was like day 1, day outfit, day 1, night outfit. So like if you don't have an itinerary, at least plan for a day and a night outfit for each day.
Yeah.
At bare minimum. And then like rehearsal outfits. And you should always look good at rehearsal as well. That was something I think I dropped the ball on. I was just like, I didn't wear like yoga pants, but I wasn't like, and I more dropped the ball on my makeup. I was tired of doing makeup full glam every day. And I was just like, we'll do light glam.
Well, it worked.
Yep. All right. Last fun little thing. Send off photo. Were you there when I took my send off photo?
No. You had your suitcases outside of your Nevada house.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think I was there.
I don't think you were there. That's what I was trying to remember, if you were with me or not. Austin was there. Kara was there.
Right.
We had just finished a full hair and makeup lesson.
Now that I remember, it was dark. I was in the suitcase.
Austin was actually in the suitcase.
Was he?
Yes.
No, he wasn't.
Actually.
In the picture?
We took a picture of him in the suitcase right after I took my picture.
Like where he closed it up?
Physically in the suitcase and like popping out.
Oh my God.
I need to text him and see if he still has that photo.
That's funny. Funny.
Austin was in the suitcase. So we did a full hair and makeup lesson. And he was like, yo, I don't know if it was him or Kara or me. I don't know. But I was like, full hair and makeup. Let's take our send-off photo now. Like the photo of like me leaving. Like, I'm going to Miss USA.
Now, people that
post.
don't understand, don't understand pageants. Like, this is a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
Your send-off photo is going on social.
And it's
everybody's going to pick it up. And it's like, we're seeing right now. Like this,
who's a contender?
Like, this is the pageant starting now.
Yes, exactly.
And people are going to pick their top 5 and top 10 predictions off of your send-off photo.
Exactly. So, and I'm going to give a little tip on that for girls competing now because it's different than when I competed. But yes, we have just finished a full hair and makeup lesson. So I was like Miss USA ready.
It was amazing.
Put on an outfit, grabbed an empty suitcase because I had not packed yet, grabbed an empty suitcase, stood out the door and was like, with my sash, like ready. So that was that. And then Austin jumped in the suitcase and zipped it up and like popped out and like took a picture too.
Gotcha.
Which was funny. But and then I went to the airport with no makeup and yoga pants and like a hat and a sweater because ain't nobody in Nevada nobody knows who I am. You're a pageant girl.
Was your send-off photo the actual day that you left or no?
It was like 3 or 4 days before I left.
Okay, right.
Which is like, okay, this is a little piece of advice before we wrap up. So like if you are doing send-off photos and you're competing, whether it's to Miss USA, UNM, NAM, like anything like that, you definitely don't have to do it the day you leave. You definitely do not have to get on an airplane with your sash and heels and a fancy outfit and a full face of makeup if you don't want to. If you want to, go for it. It's your life. Live it up. But like, you don't have to. You can be chilling and comfortable when you're flying. Right. But do your hair and makeup a full few days in advance. Take a few photos. But now with the way girls are competing now, I actually suggest to my clients to do send off videos. It's reels, like everything is even
everything
more.
Is changing. It's constantly changing every year.
So you want to step it up. Let's not if you want to just do a great photo and it's super hot, do a great photo. But if you can, do a reel.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be talking. You don't have to be like, Nia Sanchez, Miss Nevada. Like, you don't have to do any of that.
Right.
But you can have like clips that are all cut and edited together with you and your sash and maybe like your state flag and like stepping into a car with like sunglasses. I don't know, like something hot and like I'm ready to compete for Miss USA kind of energy.
Yeah.
So it sucks because it's a lot more work, but a send-off video, do it a few days in advance. You don't actually have to do it when you're leaving and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Before we finish this episode, I am doing a pageant workshop in Los Angeles. What? Before Miss USA and after Miss Teen USA. I think it is the 2nd. So everybody that is like a pageant fan should be here in LA during that time.
Yeah.
And just because of logistics and everything, space is limited. I feel like people say that to try to be like, sign up fast. But like, actually, we only can have a certain amount of people in a certain space. So if you're interested,
I have to do multiple days.
Then I don't have time for that. Literally do not have time for that. So send me a DM or I'm going to put like a little thing where you can drop your email in on my Instagram bio for Nia Coaching, Hold My Crown podcast, and my bio. I'll put it everywhere so you can find it if you just find me. And
is this for people that are competing?
Yeah,
at Miss USA?
No. This is for people that are like future competitors.
Future competitors.
For any pageant.
Because you couldn't even have people that are competing for Miss USA because they'll be here and they have like an itinerary.
They're in there in the zone. Yes. So for any pageant competitors at all that are going to be in Los Angeles, you are welcome. Send me a message or just drop your email real quick so we can get you signed up.
Am I going to be there?
Would you like to be there?
As a special guest? I don't know if you can afford me, to be honest.
I actually have a, I'm sorry, I don't always like engage with your jokes because I'm so used to them. I'm like, yeah. I know. I can't afford you. Moving on.
It's so hurtful.
I'm sorry.
It's so hurtful.
I'm sorry.
This is on the daily, too.
This is business, honey. I'm trying to talk about
I'm just talking about in daily life, too. I'm pretty funny, but, you make me feel like I'm not funny sometimes.
You are funny. I love you.
Lies.
Anywho, sign up for the pageant workshop. It is going to be amazing. It's going to be in LA. Myself and another, special guest who you guys will freak out about will be there as well. Maybe Daniel, maybe somebody else. And then
if I'm there, they're going to be double freaking out.
Exactly. And I'm also going to do, part of it will be like a mock, we'll do walking sessions as group walking sessions, and we'll do mock interview with feedback. So we will have special guest judges as well. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. You're going to get a lot out of it. Hopefully you got a lot out of this episode. You can share it with your friends, share it on social media. And then same for the workshop. If you want to join, share it with your friends. Make it a thing. Come to the workshop, do brunch after, have fun. We're doing it. We're living our best life.
Totes.
Thanks for listening to Hold My Crown. I really appreciate that you're here. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, rate, and review, and follow us on social media. I am Real Nia Sanchez, and
I am Daniel Bucco.
Bada boom, bada bing.
At Daniel Bucco. Let's go.
Thanks, guys.
Yay.
See you next week.
Yay Networks.